William Byron pulls a Ryan Blaney and walks it off at Martinsville. Team Penske locked out of the championship four. Spire's current teammates and future teammates seemingly hate each other. And Sam Mayer, is he going to get suspended? Welcome back to Break Hard. I'm Matt. Spent my weekend in Martinsville. No place you'd rather be at the end of the season than in Southern Virginia. Chilly weekend. Overcast on Sunday. Saturday night. A little chilly for the Xfinity Series race. Bundled up, put the sweatshirt on. Shout out to everybody that said hello out there. Awesome to see people watch, see people, say hello in person, talk racing, talk everything. I appreciate the people that notice the changes that will happen on the bookshelves behind me every now and then, little Easter eggs and things like that. I like that. I like the fact that people are tuned in like that, and I appreciate it so much. Got to meet Seth Eggert in person. If you don't follow him on Twitter, absolutely do it. His stats are next level. He's the guy that's keeping track of literally everything right now. So give him a follow. Toby Christie from TobyChristie.com. Taylor Kitchen, obviously formerly, or I guess she still has above the L line, but she's over at Motorsport now. Got to chat with all of them. Went to the Gluck tweet up. Didn't even get to talk to Gluck or Pockers because I was talking to everybody else, which was great. So at the end of the day, really appreciate everybody saying hi. It means a lot, genuinely. Definitely appreciate that. But spent my weekend in Martinsville, like I said. Saturday night, had Xfinity passes, walked around pit road. Ended up watching the race from atop the number 10 car, the Colleague Racing Daniel Dye pit box. Awesome experience there. Different angle to watch a race from. All the data up there made my nerd brain definitely pay attention to everything that was happening as it was going on. Really cool experience for that one. Got to take my dad along with me for that as well, which is a cool thing to be able to share those moments and those experiences as well. And then on Sunday, watch the race, tried a Martinsville hot dog on Saturday night for the first time. Listen, I come from the land of Skyline. I'm aware of weird things to put onto hot dogs for sure. So when I went there, this is my third trip to Martinsville. Never tried one before, the all the way hot dog. So I decided to try it. And it's kind of how I feel about Skyline. Like, am I going to go out of my way to get it? No, but if it's present, like, I'll eat it. It's fine. Chili, slaw, onions. I'm not really sure what the mixture of it is there. Plus some mustard on it. It was fine. I get why people maybe are in love with them. I'm not, but I'll have one every time I go now as well. Also got a plain one to compare. Hot dogs are hot dogs. I'm not going to discriminate between them when it comes down to it. So overall, really enjoyed my time there. Also met Phil Spain. If you don't follow him on Twitter, great follow on there. Big Bubba Walsam, big 2311 racing fan as well. I know some people probably aren't going to like that. And Last Lap Insider, I believe that's the name as well. Met those guys. Again, super nice dudes all around. So yeah, great time in Martinsville. So thanks everybody that came out. But let's get into what happened on Sunday in this race, because William Byron pulled a Ryan Blaney and he walked it off at Martinsville. We were all wondering, is this going to be Ryan Blaney's three-peat? Is it just going to be the Ryan Blaney Invitational for the fall Martinsville race? Now, Pat Riley, calm down. We don't have to worry about the three-peat trademark talk because he didn't get it. Instead, it went to William Byron, who had an absolute career day at Martinsville. 304 laps led, one stage two, got the fastest lap, wins the race, locks himself into that championship race for the third consecutive season. William Byron and Hendrick Motorsports wanted everybody to know that they, in fact, do have a lot of speed still this year, because Chase Elliott as well as Kyle Larson ran top five basically the entire day. Elliott comes home third, Larson comes home fifth, maybe his eighth top five in a row at Martinsville. Either way, those Hendrick cars really fast on Sunday, but Ryan Blaney definitely was trying to make it a race as the race progressed. Early on in the race, Blaney qualified 27th on Saturday. Did not look good. Bad. Dropped back to 30th at the beginning of this race as well, and then slowly, methodically started to march his way through the field. That 12 car was wrapping the bottom so well. Drive off, incredible. He was just that much better than everybody else, and he drove all the way up to 13th. Looking really impressive. Got stage points in stage number 1, I believe. Just an impressive run all around from that 12 team when it looked like they weren't going to have that kind of day. Yeah, he ended up getting stage points in stage number 1, did not score stage points in stage number 2, but that's for some pit strategy that happened there. But Blaney ends up leading 177 laps on the day as well, and looked like he was going to be a real threat to win this thing until the end. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about that comes down to this race, but setting up in the closing laps of this race, Blaney leading the race, trying to put Ty Dillon, trying to put him a lap down. He's racing William Byron. Byron catches him and then just notices that the bottom is open enough getting into turn 1, decides to send it in there. Byron cooks it into turn 1. He door slams the 12 car of Ryan Blaney, passes him, is able to drive away from that point, but knew that if the 12 got back to him, he was probably going to get the bumper, going to get moved out of the way. 12 cars fading because he's on older tires. And that is when the Spire cars decided to insert themselves into this championship discussion despite not being in the championship. Because remember, in NASCAR, if you're not in the championship, you're not in the playoffs, you can still affect the outcome of the race. It's like when you're playing football and you just happen to have, 15 other games happening on the same field at the same time, and then you're shocked that people are running into each other. Yeah, that's probably not the best way to determine a champion, but that's a topic for a different day. Although SiriusXM NASCAR would contend that we shouldn't change a single thing. All of them, not an original thought to be had over there amongst their hosts, because I typically don't listen to SiriusXM NASCAR, but I did on the way home from the race because I don't listen to it in my car, but in the truck, we had it on. The call-in show afterwards, Brad Gilly, I don't know how he does it, but yeah, let's just say they all seemingly have the same thoughts when it comes to the championship format. Back to the race, though, the Spire cars bring out the last caution of the day when Michael McDowell dumps his teammate Carson Hocevar. The Spire boys just don't like each other. Current Spire teammates, future Spire teammates, don't care. You had the 77 of Hocevar, the 99 of Daniel Suarez, who will drive the 7 car next year for Spire. They caused 2 cautions because they just kept wrecking each other. And then you've got McDowell dumping the 77 of Hocevar. And now I don't know if any of these guys actually like each other. We know that McDowell dumped Hocevar. We know Hocevar and Suarez have had their issue there. We know that Suarez and McDowell have had their issues before 2019 at Phoenix when they got into a physical fight. So I don't think any of these guys actually like each other. And honestly, Spire is just, that feels like Spire. It feels like they have potential and then they just seemingly can't get it together. They're not a cohesive unit. Build stronger, build together, whatever their slogan is. Actually, I don't know what their slogan is. It doesn't matter. They need to work better together. And when that happened, I tweeted out that Hendrick Motorsports is going to drop their alliance affiliation with Spire because Spire brought out the final caution there, which people seemingly thought that it was breaking news during the middle of the race. No, I was just making a joke that Hendrick was not going to be happy about the Spire cars bringing out another caution, to which Jeff Gordon, after the race, was asked about it. And he's like, you mean the third time that Carson Hocevar brought out a caution today? He's like, yeah, it makes for awkward comp meetings on Monday because the Spire cars are in the comp meetings with Hendrick, because like I said, they have a very close alliance. Yeah, the Spire guys, they need to go on an offsite together. They need to go on a team bonding trip this offseason. They all need to get on the same page. So when they get to Daytona or to Bowman Gray, which is probably where they're going to run into each other again, they don't have the same type of incident, because Hocevar brought out 3 cautions on Sunday, and that's just entirely too many. Well, they weren't all his fault. Doesn't matter. He was involved in this, and there's a reason that he's involved in it. It seemed to be a common denominator at times. Kids got speed, just got to figure it out. But that brings us to the other talking point of the day, and that is Team Penske. They will not advance on to the Championship 4. In the Gen 7 era, Team Penske is the only team that has won a championship. 2022, Joey Logano. 2023, Ryan Blaney. 2024, Joey Logano. 2025, no Penske cars in the Final Four, to which I know there was a loud rejoice from the fans across the country that were happy to not see Team Penske in that Final Four. Ford locked out of the Final Four as well. You have the 2 powerhouse organizations in NASCAR, the Premier Toyota team and Joe Gibbs Racing sending 2 drivers, the Premier Chevy team and Hendrick Motorsports sending 2 drivers. Meanwhile, the Premier Ford team left wondering, what could we have done differently? It'd be better than the 24 car. It's really what it came down to. But the Penske cars, Blaney had speed, like I said, led 177 laps, just faded there at the end and just couldn't get back to William Byron once Byron was able to get the lead. Logano, another top 10 at Martinsville, just doesn't have that race-winning speed. Drove up to like 3rd, 4th early on in the race. Ends up having to settle for a P8 finish for him there, but Penske cars will not be going. So maybe the last year of the elimination style playoff format, the one race winner take all, will not see a Penske car in the race that they have been really, really good at winning in this Gen 7 era. Yeah, when you think about it, it's the 4 best cars. 4 of the 5 best cars made it to the championship 4, right? Like, you can argue Christopher Bell should be there. Maybe interchange him with, the 24 or the 5. You can make that argument for sure. The 5 hasn't won since Kansas back in the springtime. So Yeah, but he's had speed at times. Obviously, you've got your underdog and Chase Briscoe. 3 wins this year. Nobody really expected this type of performance when he got over Joe Gibbs, at least in year number one. Not to discount what I think he could do in the future, but year number one, it can go either way, right? You can either have like a Kevin Harvick or Matt Kenseth type of year where you're just absolute shot out of a cannon, or you can struggle as you try to acclimate to a new team and everything like that. He's definitely got it together with James Small. Then you've got Denny Hamlin. He's been trying and still trying. 20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Is this finally the year that Denny Hamlin wins a championship? It's his best bet now, especially since there's no Penske cars there. They killed him, right? I've called Joey Logano the Michael Myers of this. And listen, you finally got rid of him. He's going to come back. Jamie Lee Curtis hasn't gotten rid of him yet. He's going to come back next year. But for now, you can rest easy knowing that he's not going to be there next week. Team Penske, every single year, keeps coming back like a horror show. It's like, every year it's a new edition. It's Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4. At what point are we going to finally end this? This is ended for now, but there's going to be another one that comes out next year. So for now, Penske's out. And they're going to go to Phoenix, though, fully prepared to win that race. And they've got a ton of speed, right? Like, they were really good at Loudon. Fully expect them to be very good at Phoenix as well. But it doesn't matter because they will not be racing for a championship. Instead, your Final Four is set, like I said. And now we head off to Phoenix next week to see what can be done. But before we get there, real quick, a couple of shout-outs from the top 10. You have Ryan Blaney drove from 31st up to second. He qualified 27th, ended up starting 31st. Whatever, that happened there. Maybe he actually qualified 31st. I don't remember what happened with that on qualifying. Ryan Preece, P6 finish. That 60 car drove up to P3 on Sunday. Really good speed out of the 60 car of Ryan Preece. And then you have Todd Gillen, a top 10 finish for he in that 34 team. Josh Berry, 27th to 10th. Another really good run for them. Shane Van Gisbergen ran like 8th to 12th most of the day as well. And he gets credited with a 14th place finish. Continuing to figure out how to race on ovals. That is exactly what you want to see. Happy to see that sort of coming around for them. Now, let's get into what happened on Saturday night after the checkered flag flew at Martinsville. You have Sam Mayer versus Jeb Burton. I was on the pit box. Like I said, I looked down on the corner. I said, oh, damn, Jeb Burton got wrecked down there, or there was a wreck after the caution, or the checkered flag. And then I see the end of the race, and I'm like, oh, Sam Mayer just went on down there and cleaned out the 27 of Jeb Burton. Not great, not ideal. Don't love that type of move there. Jeb, I'm walking down pit road. I see Jeb. He gets out of his car. He's hot. It's a day that ends in Y. Makes sense why he's hot. He's typically hot at the end of races more often than not. I like Jeb. He's got a lot of charisma. He's a grinder, too. He's out here trying to make things happen. And I can appreciate that. Doesn't like getting wrecked. Can appreciate that as well. Sam Mayer, TV goes down to interview him. And Sam Mayer, as the kids like to say, crashed out a little bit in his interview. And basically it was like, but he said something to the extent of, Jeb Burton doesn't have it. What he has is shit. I'm like, okay, that's certainly one way to go about it there. And then said Jeb was just fast enough to be annoying on Saturday, like a gnat that you can't get rid of. And you finally think you get rid of him, and he's right back there once again. And then so after the race, he decides to go down and clean him out. And then he kind of uses the justification of, well, last week at Talladega, he caused a big wreck on the front stretch and took everybody out. And it's like, well, okay, you can't really bring a super speedway incident to the short tracks, but whatever. Everybody has their own, sort of driver code that they go with there. But ultimately, I don't love seeing that. And the question is now, whether is NASCAR going to suspend him for that? Is, Sam going to get an early start to his vacation for the year? I feel like you kind of have to, in a sense. If you're going to do it for, intentionally wrecking somebody during a race, you should do it after the race as well, because I contend that it's just as dangerous and potentially more dangerous because everybody's checking up. Nobody's expecting there to be a wreck there after the race. And now you've got the 41 cleaning out the 27, and it's like, okay, that's probably not an ideal situation here. So as Seth Eggert pointed out, NASCAR's never suspended a driver for something like that after the race, but it feels like this maybe should be the time that it changes. And now, as Matt Weaver from Motorsport pointed out, the reason we're seeing this is because NASCAR fines drivers for fighting now. So they don't want to go down and start throwing hands because they know that's going to be like a $25,000 fine or whatever it ends up being for Xfinity drivers. I don't remember off the top of my head. Cup is like 75, so you got to prorate it for Xfinity. But it's not worth it, right? Like, you're frustrated, but is a punch worth $25K or $15K? No, definitely not. At the same time, I don't want to see people using their cars to try to get a point across either, because it's not the driver that has to fix that. It's the poor guy at the body shop at Jordan Anderson Racing who's now got to fix that car because Sam Mayer, got upset. So I think you probably have to do something here. We'll see what NASCAR is going to say or going to do. They said that they're going to look into it. Obviously, that makes sense because, again, you don't want to see it happen, and they don't want to see it happen either. And unfortunately, Sam has put them in a position where they have to make a decision now. And whatever they do suspend him. I'm interested to see who gets in that car, or I'm going to assume they're going to bring somebody up from the truck series to do it. But I guess we'll have to wait and see how all of that is going to play out. So let me know in the comments what you thought about the race in Martinsville. William Byron's win, Ryan Blaney coming up one spot short. The Spire teammates just continually running into one another. Team Penske locked out Sam Mayer. Would you suspend him? Not suspend him? Let me know what your thoughts are. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on TikTok at BreakHard, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at BreakHardBlog.